Welcome to the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts,
Big Jake.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar. I'm surprised we remembered that.
I know.
It seems like it's been so long. We keep,
It has been.
Yeah, and as you said, we're back for a
cameo.
What did you say, a cameo?
A cameo.
Yeah, because we are off again next week, unfortunately. But we'll talk about that later. But so we've all been busy with just stuff coming up with vacations and family stuff. So
Sure.
we apologize, but we'll continue. We'll try to do better in the future. But we'll get in a good stretch at least. I think from the middle of the third week of July on through August, and at least we'll get all those 6 weeks, probably 6 shows in a row. We'll get in there.
Yeah,
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, we've got some good bourbons coming up.
We do.
Yeah.
So, we'll be interested to try those before we jump into August, which is your Scotch whiskey.
Single malt whiskey month.
Single
So the reality is, which we haven't talked about yet, but the reality is, we have done a lot of events, and Doug will get into that. We've done a lot of events, and that has also caused us some showtime, so to say, and it's all in the good. We hope, cross fingers, say a prayer. Next year, if things go the way we hope they go this year, will be even better. So if we're not doing shows, it's not that we're sitting on our ass. We're meeting people and marketing and doing all of our stuff that we're doing, and things are seems like they're starting to move forward. I'll leave it at that.
Well, and it's good. When we're not here, we come back, we have all these great stories, which I think leads us to what you were talking about, to what you guys did on Tuesday?
Yeah, so a local radio station was doing
Top AM radio station.
Yeah, doing their 100th anniversary.
Can we say the radio station, or can we
WHK,
not?
Sure.
right?
WHK radio.
And they invited us to provide some expertise around cigars and whiskey, which we did. And as the whiskey wizard, I was handing out some of our what do you call it?
Whiskey Roundtable cigars.
Our trinkets.
Our trinkets, coasters and other whiskey roundtable items.
Royal Havana cigars.
And and the Royal Havana Cigars, one of our great sponsors, was there, also participating, handing out some free cigars to the participants, and so we had a really good time.
We did have a good time.
Looking forward to doing more of that, and that did lead to some conversations about some future events that might involve radio shows, etc. So it's exciting. So we continue to, like we were saying before the show, you got to cast the net a little bit. You don't know what's going to stick and what's not, but we keep trying to up our game and bring in more content for the show.
As we always say in the insurance world, is you can throw a lot of mud at the wall. Whatever sticks is always going to pay you money. So
that's right.
It is what it is.
You got to keep, like you said, and if we don't cast the net, we don't know. So
sure,
some things pan out and others don't. But we've been all during these weeks, and other we've been also traveling around doing a whole bunch of different things. I don't know. We're I guess I can say we're moving my elderly mother from one living situation to another. So that's been a little bit of a challenge.
Very nice for you to let your mother move into your house, and you guys give up the master bedroom.
She's taking up the master bedroom. Sean and I have our little basement suite. No.
I didn't say garage.
No.
How's the garage remodeling
going?
You putting air in there?
No, she's going from one very nice place to another. And I think she's going to be very happy, and so it's good for everybody. But
close to where you guys live?
She's halfway between where she has been in Avon to where we are now in Strongsville.
Okay.
Cool. She's right kind of she'll be in the middle, which is Olmsted Township or something.
Okay, that's not far from you. Yeah, that's good.
6 miles or something like that.
Very nice, very nice.
And so we've been busy with that. We took her on her 90th birthday little trip to the Finger Lakes, and that was really fun. All the kids came and joined.
And you didn't push her in
that, huh?
You didn't push her in?
Just
Everyone that went there came back.
we just swam a little bit, dunked her a few times.
That's all right. She's like,
Honey,
but,
not everyone comes from an Italian family.
amen. Amen. Miss you, Mom. Miss you.
We did do some boating. I rented a pontoon boat, and we went down one of the bigger lakes there, Cayuga Lake, not Cuyahoga, but Cayuga. And went to lunch docked and went to lunch at one of the wineries there, and
Nice.
really nice kind of stuff that Mom really likes. So we did that, and just been busy with other stuff. How about you guys?
It's been a crazy couple weeks. I know. Well,
Has been.
You did an event.
So
right?
I did 2 events last weekend right in a row. I did a 100-person wedding reception on Saturday, and then Sunday I did a cook for a fundraiser, and which was good. And we're going to get more into that as time goes on. As far as the fundraiser goes, I was just on the phone with Ann Watson, and it was a success the first time out of the gate. So I won't get into the particulars, so to say, but it was all good. So I cooked for that as well, only because we had 2 food trucks that backed out at the last minute, and I won't say she was in tears, but she was pretty upset. So
yeah.
I just said to her, we were planning on going to that event anyway. They're very good friends of ours and good people, and I just said to her, I said, well, you know what, Ann, let me just come. I know I'm coming anyway. Why don't you just let me cook? So I did. So I did pulled pork sandwiches with coleslaw and bags of chips and water, and was charging $10, and we did well.
And they were healthy sandwiches.
They were healthy.
Oh, I imagine they were.
sandwiches.
And
So I
your
bought
food,
the.
I'm sure your pork, and I've had some in the past, but and I know it's fantastic.
So everybody was coming back, and one woman came back twice. She bought 6 meals.
Yeah.
She goes, I fed my whole family on that. She goes, I never seen a pulled pork sandwich that tall. So, but it was good.
Nice.
So it was good, and we're actually going to have some of that after the show. So I just put some in the oven before the show.
Oh, really?
And we're gonna do our business.
Look at that
Nice.
smile.
Nice.
Well, and that menu is a 180 from what you did for the wedding. The
So I
wedding
did
that we went to
was vegan.
Yes.
Oh.
Was 100% vegan. So that was a huge success as well. I made sure everybody was in uniform as far as clothing went, and they were our servers as well. And we did our business, and it was great. And of course, it was very good friends of mine, doctors on both sides. The son married the daughter, and da 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 da. So they got married back in Christmas time, and I volunteered to cook for them. So I didn't make any money, so to say. I just got paid back for doing the food.
So that was your wedding gift.
That was my wedding gift plus a check. But anyway, that's a whole different story. So, but a lot.
I thought Italians just did cash at weddings.
We normally do cash.
Yeah,
but
You saw Goodfellas too many times.
cash is king. I say it all the time. So, but anyway, the wedding reception was fantastic. It was I knew a lot of people there, of course, and it was fun. And people came up to me and said, "I never in a million years realized that some of this was." They said it was great, and the food was good, and I handed out cards and all that stuff. And then the same thing with I got a call on Monday, Karen's birthday. Happy birthday again! And they said that they had 20 phone calls back to Ann. She called me and says, "Is there any way?" She tells me, I had 20 phone calls. People wanted to know what the name of my business was and da 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 da. And I said, "Well, I don't really have a business. I just did it because I grew up in the kitchen, so and I know how to cook. So at the end of the day, that was a big success as well. So we had a good time, man. It was a lot of fun.
Especially
now we're going to do another event for her in I think October 1st on a Saturday, and
Okay.
or rain. If it's a rain day, we'll do it on a Sunday. But so we're putting that together right now. So it was all good.
Yeah, you definitely know how to smoke, and when it comes to food, but also,
Amen.
so what are you smoking
I'm
tonight?
smoking a New World AJ Hernandez, and it's a Puro. How do you pronounce that? Especial.
Especial. Yeah.
Especial. So good cigar, Maduro. It's really not. It's kind of on the light side of the Maduro. It's not the heavy Maduro, and it's really a great cigar. It really is. I love it.
Great.
So that's all I got.
And what are we all pre-gaming with today?
Where do I start?
Well, I started with
Which 5 bottles do you want me to tell?
I started with the Angel's Envy until Shauna ripped it out of my hands, and now
She likes that.
And she gave you the finger.
Yeah, she did.
She's all like, bitch.
And now I'm on to the Weller. Is this just
Weller's,
the antique?
That's a special reserve.
Special
Special
reserve,
Reserve.
and I'm having a little bit of that. And also doing the Tom's Foolery,
Right.
the Bonded.
Support local.
Thanks Cameron and Zach. So this was actually Zach's Christmas present to Cameron.
Ah,
But he
nice.
forgot it a couple times, and I took it to the Finger Lakes. And
He
Nice.
forgot
we
it.
did enjoy it. We enjoyed it by the campfire. We had a lot of good time sitting by the lake, big roaring campfire, drinking some whiskey,
So-
smoking. Well, those that smoke cigars, not me, of course, but we enjoyed that. So
She hears something up there.
So I started with Wild Turkey Rye,
Oh.
and then I went to Tom's Foolery, then I went to Chestnut Farms Buffalo Trace product, and then I hit 3 of Rob Richter up in Wisconsin, up north.
Up north there.
I had all 3 of the is it Drifter's Glen, so
Oh, those are good.
those are all good. So that's my 5 bottles right there, kids.
Very nice.
Nice.
And Rob is in the house.
Rob's in the house.
Rob. We got Jennifer there, and
Shauna, of course.
Yeah, Rob.
Right,
And-
Sean. I wish you'd go
What
home.
is it?
But
Oh,
Hey, y'all.
Rob is doing Jane Walker. Very
Okay, we
nice
had-
by the campfire.
Ooh, nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a good night for a campfire.
Absolutely.
We've had great weather, and it looks like it's going to continue. It might get a little warm, but we won't
Supposed to be
complain about
93
that.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here I am wearing a sweatshirt because it is so stinking cold
It's always
down
It's
here.
cold in here.
Lovely
I love
in here.
Yeah.
This is the best place for my booze and
Yeah.
the best place for my cigars is right here.
Just perfect temperature, if you ask me.
Amen.
Alrighty then. So Wiz, it's been a while. It feels like we haven't seen you in a while. So what else has been going on?
Well, yeah, we've done a lot over the last week, so we talked about like really trying to keep up with it all.
Yeah, it's been a struggle.
Yeah, I've probably been here 100 times, right, at least, and I got lost on my way over.
You got lost.
How'd you get lost?
Shauna said, "You really have no sense of direction, do you?"
Then you said,
Where the hell did that come from? Okay. So,
You're stupid.
it is a whiskey show. So, we are. Let's go get on. Should we get on to the whiskey?
we can get onto the whiskey.
And
you
I
even
think
asked me-
there's
whoa,
no
whoa,
better.
time
way-
out.
Whoa,
what?
whoa,
What?
Rewind.
Aren't you gonna ask me my favorite question?
Oh, Greg, what
Oh.
show is this?
This is our 16th show.
15th show. Very close. Very
Damn
good.
it.
Yeah, good. That was pretty good.
You're close. Wow,
Yeah.
look at you. One off.
But I think the best thing to introduce our whiskey is
I'm
a
close to a
a
priest with a
little
young
ride
kid.
on the bottle cam, don't you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Always need a ride on a bottle can.
So we'll be right back.
Maybe.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Sorry, we were having a conversation over
Yeah,
here.
that's right.
Oh, well, yeah. So.
Oh wait, we're doing a whiskey show. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you don't never.
We got
know.
whiskey?
And you don't. Yeah. So as you saw, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about Joseph A. Magnus.
That's right.
So let me get into a little bit about this. So their story dates back to the Civil War era, about 1864. And actually, Joseph Magnus's father, who was a merchant, he was actually killed in battle during the Civil War. And caused Magnus to kind of grow up a little bit quick because he was the oldest of four.
And back then, there wasn't a welfare state.
Mm-hmm.
So
This
a
is
lot
true.
was on the shoulders of
Not
the
like United
oldest
States.
child if something happened to the father. So
You had to step up. You had to step up.
You had to step up. You had to provide.
So he ended up being a pretty savvy businessman, and he found out that there was a niche market for wholesale liquors. So by the time he was 26 years old, he built a liquor empire right out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And he started out with the Murray Hill Whiskey Club, which is one of your favorites.
So I have two bottles. My brother brought them up from Texas over Memorial Weekend. So, you know, the Magnus they tend to run around about $100. So, but I have two of the Murray Hill Club. So
Yeah, those are a little bit more difficult to find.
so in Cleveland we
A little
have
more
Murray
rare,
Hill,
yeah.
which is all Italian, and so I said I have to have those bottles.
So, here's a picture of an ad that they ran around the 1900s. So they said that they catered to the man of discriminating taste and mature judgment. Okay, so I don't know. That's why we're drinking not the Murray Hill Club. We're drinking the other version, which is the Joseph A. Magnus.
Which is, more people of poor judgment.
I don't know if you drink the whole bottle. I don't know if there's any judgment
Sometimes
left.
you have to have bad judgment every once in a while. It is what it is.
It happens.
Shit happens when you. But anyway, go ahead.
But once Prohibition hit, Joseph Magnus stopped making whiskey really for the rest of his life. He had 4 children. They started families. They kind of went their own way, and the whiskey business just faded into memory. And then in 2007, which was about 100 years later, one of Joseph Magnus's great-grandsons discovered a carefully preserved bottle of 122-year-old Murray Hill Club whiskey, and it's thought to be the very first bottle ever made. Found it. So the family,
Grandson found probably the
grandson.
great grandson found the first bottle of Magnus
Preserved.
that they. Yeah, wow, that's pretty cool.
And that, can you imagine? Just like, we play in our house, and what do we find? We,
Every day's Christmas over here.
just yesterday I found a possum carcass. That's a whole nother story. Anyway,
That's a little different, but okay.
yeah, I couldn't find a 122 bottle of whiskey, but so anyway, rewind.
I did find an orphan bottle, which I gotta go pay for this week. But anyway.
Message received.
Anyway, the family decided, hey, we've got to contact some veterans in the industry and figure out what is this, because they've been out of the game for 100 years. So they extracted a couple millimeters from the bottle.
Milliliters?
Milliliters.
Yes.
And what did I say?
Millimeters.
Did I? I thought I said milliliters.
Well, everybody home, if...
Rewind. What did I say?
Well, yeah, anyway.
It's okay.
Okay, milliliters.
Go ahead.
I don't talk in the metric system, so I'm a little tongue-tied.
Move along, kids.
Anyway, they extracted a few milliliters, and they tried to reproduce it by, contacting these veterans of the industry. And what was surprising was the people that they contacted, who I'm not sure who they were, but they were really impressed, and they're actually kind of stunned, and they thought that this was one of the greatest bourbons they ever tasted.
Is it a bourbon or is it a whiskey?
They call it a bourbon.
Okay.
So today they use the same blending and finishing techniques that Joseph Magnus used over 100 years ago. Their master blender, Nancy Fraley, for this, she finishes 12-year-old bourbon in a triple cask finishing process with Oloroso sherry casks. Pedro Jimenez.
Cognac, yes, please. I just love. First of all, we have a sponsor that's a cognac.
Right.
Who
Raylo.
is? What?
Huh?
Raylo.
Yeah.
With our cognac.
Oh, okay.
And I just have discovered that I love cognac cask finished whiskey. So whether it's a Scotch or a bourbon, I think it's a great way to finish a whiskey. Go on. That's all.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Pedro Jimenez sherry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I lost my spot now. And cognac casks. And they tried to come as close as possible to the original Joseph Magnus bourbon that was found in that 122-year-old bottle.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
That's really awesome.
So Joseph Magnus, they also have other products. Of course, they've redone the Murray Hill Club,
Right.
which is 103 proof. And they also have a cigar blend bourbon, which I know you like the Scotch whiskey that I got you.
Yeah.
The Dalmore cigar.
That's probably one of my favorite scotches ever. I mean, I love
Yeah.
Balvenie, but I'll tell you what, that is. And I'm out of that. I mean, I have another bottle, but I'd rather buy a bottle and keep a bottle. But
You always like a spare.
I do. I'm anal that way.
Yeah, I want to come back to that in a sec, but go ahead and finish. I do want to come back to you, Greg, because you've tasted some Magnus, but I want to talk. But go ahead, finish your.
Okay, real quick. So what we're drinking is the Joseph A. Magnus. This is an 100 proof straight bourbon whiskey. It's aged in white oak barrels. Again, it's finished in Oloroso sherry, Pedro Jimenez sherry, and cognac casks. It won a gold medal at this year's San Francisco World Spirits Competition.
Saying a lot. I'm just saying.
It is saying a
It's a
whole
lot of competition there.
And it is, you said this was an MGP product.
MGP does the distillation, and then they bottle it at their facility.
At their facility in Holland,
Yeah.
Michigan.
Well, I'm sure. Did we say? I don't know. I don't know if they're aging it and bottling it, or if MGP is just
I don't know.
doing
They
it,
said
so.
it's distilled, so I'm assuming they were aging it.
So one of our researchers out there can let us know, but I know it's definitely distilled at MGP, but they're probably aging and bottling at their own facility, which is. Didn't we say
Cincinnati?
No,
Cincinnati or
so
DC?
it's distilled Indiana and Kentucky and bottled by Joseph A. Magnus in Holland, Michigan.
Okay, so it's bottled, meaning it probably is aged in a MGP warehouse. So. Okay, great.
And that's what I got. So
Yeah.
you were going to ask.
And I was going to ask Greg, because Greg, you said you've had some Magnus and you haven't liked any yet.
So I'm being optimistic. I've had probably 3 different types of Magnus, and I was not impressed by any of them.
But
so.
not this one. So
I don't know. I have not had this one.
yeah,
before,
and I've
so.
just in my reading, I just have to say my curiosity is piqued. It sounds like something I would like, but you never know until you go there. So
Sorry, I'm just reading.
we have any scroll?
What do we got on scroll?
Hey, we have, not only do we have Nick T, but we have Aaron.
Oh,
Aaron
My
out
nephew, Aaron. What's up,
Says,
dog?
hey, Uncle Greg, good to see you, even if it's on TV. Misses you, man.
I love that kid. He's such a great person.
He's kind of a neighbor of ours, isn't he?
He lives right up the street.
That's what I'm saying.
I give him the finger every time I drive by.
Of course you do.
Nicholas T is on.
Nick T's on there because Jennifer's on there.
Oh my goodness. Such a cool story. They love the history. Nick T says, keep going, Karen. You do an awesome job. Thank you, Nick.
All right.
Thank you. All right, so that's what I have. And you
Great.
are optimistic tonight, right?
I am.
All right. Well, I think it's time to do
Pass
it.
this stuff
yeah.
out. All right,
Or
kids.
should we do another bottle cam or before we taste?
Yeah, let's
or-
do it.
Yeah,
Let's
sure,
do
why
one.
not? Why
Let's
don't we
take
do a
another-
bottle cam?
Do a little
quick,
ride on the bottle can.
We'll see you in a minute.
All right.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
and bottle
yes.
cam. So just real quickly, I don't know if I mentioned while I was yammering through my history, but this Joseph Magnus is pretty readily available around Northeast Ohio.
It is. It is.
And it's how much a bottle? You said about
Usually
100?
about $100.
Yeah. So
Is just curious? Is it hit or miss around Northeast Ohio? Like if I went into my what usually pretty well stocked Giant Eagle, is it something I could find?
That was in Ohio.
Yeah, I think it is pretty well stocked. I know
Good.
when I've seen it, because Greg is not high up fan of this. I know I see it every once in a while. I see it a lot of times because I don't want to buy
gift
it.
bottle. That was a gift to me at the clam bake almost a year ago.
But can I just ask why you wanted to do it? You seem to be pretty
Well, because
up for doing
it's
this.
my palate is different than everybody else's palate, so to say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a very well-known bottle, and people seem to like it. And I just thought, you know what, it was a gift, house gift, and I said to that person, at some point, I'm going to do that bottle on the show. So here we are today.
Well, and I think as something that is readily available, people want to know: should I bother buying it? Should I not bother?
Price
buying
doesn't
it?
Right.
dictate flavor, kids.
And
So.
we are open to trying everything. I don't know what just fell.
Hey, Whiskey Wizard, I'm real proud of you.
So hey, we did
Thanks, Siri. I mean,
That's serious. She doesn't know shit. Go ahead.
we did our April Fool's show where we tried all of the really bad stuff. So.
We did, and I hope that
If
was
that-
probably better than what I'm about to taste.
If
But let's
that
try
didn't
it.
tell you we're up for everything.
come on, you said you'd be optimistic.
I'm
Here we
being
go.
optimistic.
All right.
And that was very true optimism right there.
All right.
Because you left the door open.
Yeah, that's
At
it.
least you left the door open.
Where's
Okay.
That, where's that Kentucky gentleman? I want to
It
drink that.
is a new day. All right, guys.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
Shall we give this a
Kentucky
sniff?
gentleman.
Yeah, let's give this.
Oh
a,
my God,
Let's
let's
give this
just-
a sweaty ball
Okay.
sniff.
Oh.
Let's go here.
Okay, here we go.
I don't get a lot of ethanol out of it. I will say I get dark fruit out of it.
Yes. For sure.
Definitely dark. I don't get the sweaty
Date-
balls that you're talking
dates?
about, though.
I get
Dates,
some.
maybe?
Yes.
Dates?
Dates or raisins. I also get some cherry. I get some cinnamon.
Yeah. I don't get the cinnamon. I'd say I get some cherry out of it. Plum, maybe?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good, Greg.
What, did you study up before?
He
this?
must
No,
have.
no. This is what I'm feeling. It's I'm on
No,
my
plum,
I'm
that's
on my
very good.
second cigar. So
Well, when you also
sometimes
think of what you think sherry, you think cognac, because we remember the cognac,
Right.
raisins, dates. That's not a surprise if from the influence of the cognac. Sherry usually get some of that dark berry, but and I get a little bit of all those things. Some, some typical bourbon vanilla, but I also get some oak, and it is quite complex in terms of the aroma.
See, I must be out of practice because I'm not getting a whole lot. I agree with you on the dark fruit. I get a God, I don't want to say this out loud,
Go ahead,
but
go
it's
ahead.
just what I get. I get a rubbing alcohol.
See, I don't get that. I don't
No,
get any of that ethanol.
I'm
at
not
all.
getting a lot of ethanol kind of.
So
stuff.
should we? So
What is the proof? Did we talk?
100.
100
100
proof.
proof.
100 proof.
So what's the nose? What's the nose?
So what I picked up was the nose has scents of orange rind,
Okay.
drizzled with light honey, a rush of ripe plums and other dark fruit,
Okay.
hints of buttercream frosted cake,
Ah.
light leather, and the slightest hint of ethanol. So I think that's what I'm getting the
I
most.
don't get the orange rind.
I get raisins, dates. I get berries. I get a lot of cinnamon, maybe even some clove, but I'm not connecting with a lot of that. So
All right. Should we dive in, kids?
Yeah, let's
yeah,
do
let's
this.
try.
All
Let's
right,
try
let's do
see
it.
what the palate's like.
It is very dark. I
Hang
will
on.
say that. You know what? Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom, can you throw me a bone up here, huh? Jesus. All right.
Do we know the age here?
There's no age statement, but it's about 12 years old.
I was going to say
Ooh.
it's got a lot of age character.
Ooh.
I'm not liking it.
I get a lot of cherry up front, and
It's
then
hot. It's hot on the palate.
and then very dry.
It is dry.
It is dry. It's dry and oaky on the palate. I'm not quite. I'm getting a lot of the spice. I get cloves and cinnamon. A lot of the fruitiness is gone.
Not a fan.
So it's strike 3.
Are you adding some of your
she's-
Angel's Envy rye to it?
No, she's saying an ice cube. I think. It might do with a splash. I'm just, because it doesn't hurt, I'm just going to do a little splash of water.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I will too.
It is.
Unlike Greg, I don't hate it, but I also want to compare with a little bit of water.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. It's the aftertaste.
Greg
is
and I
nice.
usually-
I get a lot of that date plum. I get that. I get honey on the finish.
The front of it is nice. It's the aftertaste that's just like makes you want to take some Listerine and just gargle and get rid of it. I think. I'm the nosy. Thank you.
So
I get
go ahead.
I get a lot of cloves, cinnamon,
I don't get any of that.
vanilla on the finish. I'm not getting anything disagreeable. I find this it's dry, and I'm surprised with the sherry, the cognac, that it isn't a little sweeter and berry, more of the fruit, but on the palate at least. I got that on the nose. I got the fruit, but
You know what I'm getting is the baking chocolate. That not the sweet chocolate, but like when you're a kid and you race to go get that baking chocolate and then you realize it's not Hershey's.
and you go.
Yeah. I get that on the finish.
Yeah, it has. You know what?
Your face.
This might be one where we just kind of maybe we diverge a little bit. I do like its bold character. It's probably not an every moment kind of whiskey for me, but I do find it. I like the dry spiciness of it. I probably would make for me. Maybe it's a good cigar whiskey. It wouldn't be. Sitting on the back porch, add a nice ice ball, enjoy something refreshing kind of whiskey. But on a winter night with some cigars, if I smoke cigars,
Yeah.
but it might be that kind of whiskey.
So I put that water in there, and you ever think you ask for an iced tea at the restaurant, and they bring you a glass iced tea, and you're thinking maybe it's going to be sweet tea, and then you drink it, and then you're kind of like that shocked, and adding water to it brought me to that. So I'm just not a fan.
Okay, well,
I would say if this is $100, save your money. If you want to try it,
it's not $100 whiskey.
Find somebody that has a bottle.
Yeah, it's probably
And
it's
try
probably
it.
$80.
Try it
It's probably
before you
$80
invest.
plus tax. Some of them are right around $100.
I mean, if I were to go to somewhere like the Lizardville and I'd want to pour, I think $10 a pour would be reasonable, but I wouldn't go above that. $100 I think is a little much for.
Well,
what
and
I'm
in that
pulling
price range, there's so many other things you probably could do better with. I would agree with that.
out. This might be good in a Manhattan or
Well,
a
that's
Like
where
your
it's going.
Angel's Envy
It's gonna-
rye.
It's going to
that
Manhattan. And
RJ.
It's going to
Manhattan
Manhattan,
side.
and from there it's going to Old Fashioned. So.
It might really do good in a Manhattan, actually, because that dryness, you're going to add some of those sweeter elements, the cherry and all that.
Yeah. So, real quick, the notes that I pulled on the palate and the finish, the palate, cherry pie filling, vanilla, and brown sugar. I would agree with that on the front. And then it goes in to say dark fruit pops behind and bridges the transition to drier notes of oak and leather. I can see that.
The dryness is probably from the oak, but I don't know about the leather, but that's just me.
The drier notes become more dominating the longer you swirl it around in your mouth. I would agree it is extremely dry. The finish, green peppercorn. I didn't know there were green peppercorns, but I don't cook. So, oak, leather, and a hint of tobacco leaf immediately pop. And then it morphs into a oak with a slight hint of medicinal cherry, similar to a Hall's cough drop.
I can get the Hall's cough.
Yeah.
And that's on the final finish.
Yeah.
Aftertaste, I can get the menthol. I do get that out of that.
I agree.
I didn't get it. But when I added that little bit of water, we're saying, so I'm really experiencing at the moment that menthol. And at the end of the day, not a fan.
Like when the cough drop is gone and you still have that
that whole
aftertaste.
thing, and
I agree
like,
with
you're
you.
wiping
I agree
your
with
nose and all that bullshit.
Nicholas
But anyway,
T says toilet water, homemade wine is the best.
my
I
boy.
wouldn't call it
Jennifer-
toilet water.
Jennifer Boggs is saying like licking a cheap belt at the Walmart.
Have you done that, Jennifer?
Easy, Jennifer. Is that one of your
Well, that's
things?
how she tests if it's...
Don't ever buy a belt at Walmart in Cincinnati.
Yeah, don't ever.
You
Don't
don't
ever.
know where that belt
You don't
has
know where that
been.
is.
Oh, my God.
Jennifer
Okay.
says it's a pour back in the bottle for her.
Amen. I'm with you, girlfriend. I'm with you.
Okay, so it's time to score. Big G, let's start with you because I'm sure it's going to be a high one. So
2.5.
Big G with a
2.5.
2.5. Wow. Yes.
Wow, pardon my French, but that's just fucked up.
No, I think that's. I mean, hey, it's his honest score series. So
Hey, Siri, calm down, would you?
Yeah.
calm
Hold on.
down. She's been a little feisty tonight.
Jesus. Pull your underwear out of
Hey,
your
give
ass.
her a drink, would you? I'll go next. Greg, I'm not too far off with you. I'm going to go with a 2.70. I was going to go 2.75, but I don't think it deserves that extra 500th of a point.
Hey, Karen Helen Keller, you really got it, sister.
Okay, well, she liked that score.
All
I
right,
guess that
thank you.
2/10.
It's a
The
female.
2/10
talking.
made a big difference. So, okay.
What you got there, Doug?
What you got, dog?
Okay, I'm going to score it a little bit higher than you guys. I'm going with a respectable 3.1.
Ugh.
Wow, really?
Did you bump your head when you got out of the bed tonight?
So let's
today?
just recap. Like a 3 means
Ugh.
to you.
It's good. I
It's
wouldn't
good.
have any problem drinking it. If somebody handed it to me, said, "Hey, you want some of this?" Sure.
You would have said,
Or
is
I'd
it
make it-
free?
Is it free?
Is it free?
Yes, I'll take some.
Sure.
Oh, I have some
It's
of this.
$10.
Can I
I'll
make
pass.
you? Can I make you a Manhattan? Sure.
Can I have some toilet water?
Yeah. Well, and to me, like in the 2 categories, you would use it for a mixer, but you wouldn't necessarily drink it on its own.
I would
Like a
never-
3, you don't mind drinking it on its own. But
I would. I know that Greg and I usually agree.
Yeah, we're
this-
pretty close on a lot of things.
usually pretty close, but in this case, I diverge a little bit. I wouldn't mind just having a dram of this. It wouldn't, especially again more or less not a summer drink, but in the fall, it's got some robustness to it.
I'll be honest with you, honest to God. If I took all the history of Magnus to heart, I would have ran a 3. Okay, but the actual product, I'm not a fan.
no, the history is cool.
The history is great.
It is
if
cool.
I based it off of history, I would have been like a 3-2. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So
but-
you're saying you kind of want to like it, but you just
correct.
don't.
You
I'm
want
just-
to,
and,
yeah.
and this
Yeah, that's
is
fine.
this
Fair
is
comment.
another bottle, and I got the Murray Hill bottles, both those bottles.
What you like?
I haven't had them.
Yeah.
I've never
I
had
thought
the
you
Murray Hill.
did like.
That
Oh,
that
okay.
that was a whole deal. But the I have 2 bottles. Maybe I have 2 bottles. So maybe we revisit the Magnus off the Murray Hill and see what happens with that. But I'm being optimistic, kids. But
How
I
about
wanna
our
like it, but I
audience,
can't.
Shauna? What do you?
I give it a 2.8 if you add an ice cube.
You like it with the ice.
I don't mind it with the ice. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
like it at all without the ice. I liked it with the ice, and it has it's just the finish. The front end is like appealing. It's the finish that is so dry.
It is very
and
dry.
distasteful. It
I
just,
don't think it's distasteful. But
It is for me.
That's your score, yeah.
That's your score.
But I
Everybody's balanced.
I would love to try it in an old fashioned or something that has a balance carried
Yeah,
to
if
it.
you-
It probably would be very good.
If you
Yes,
if you're
agreed.
adding something like a sweet liqueur or some
Yeah. It
cherries,
needs some balance to it.
bitters, might really
I
round
think
out really nice as a
Yeah.
cocktail. But
So we should try
but
it.
that's not.
We should try it.
But that isn't
You
how
should
our
buy a
rating
bottle.
system.
You should buy a bottle.
Our rating
Hey, we
system
have
is
one.
basically how it
That
does it
one's for
compare?
sale. That one's for sale.
75 bucks.
It's 20% off. It's open.
Yeah, 20%
But
off.
and speaking of cocktails, that is part of the theme of tonight's Whiskey Wizard.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Jennifer Boggs' score just came in. She
Uh-oh.
says at best a 1.2.
Oh,
Whoa!
my
And
God.
that is generous.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I needed to interrupt you for that. That was a really amazingly bad score. And Jen,
Alright.
Jen, would you put it in a mixed drink even, or you
Wow,
wouldn't
no,
even
And
like
she wouldn't.
Message
trust me.
received.
you clean your toilet with
Yeah,
it?
right.
Is that what
So
you're
no.
saying?
Even
Wow.
that in the toilet wouldn't clean up the toilet. So, but anyway, what do we got on the scroll, kids?
Okay.
Where's
Yeah.
my net?
I
Where's my
Well, that
nephew?
was
Where's
the
he
one
at?
point.
where is Austin? I don't know where he went.
No, Aaron.
Aaron. I'm sorry. I knew it was an A. I don't see.
I
How long
think
you know?
that's it.
How long you know me?
Is he AA? Is he Aaron or AA Ron?
A Ron. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Ron.
No, I don't.
So what else? we got?
He just says, "Hey, Uncle Greg, good to see you." I don't see him again on the scroll.
That's
Come
all right.
on, A
Just
Ron.
want to say hi. That's okay. What else we? Who else we got on?
Yeah, they say medicinal.
Yeah.
Nick says, "Bring back Paragoric."
Awesome.
All right, okay, guys.
Yikes.
All right, so got a product review tonight on the Whiskey Wizard. So
Which is these are very popular right now too.
I know.
They are very popular.
they are very popular. We were talking about cocktails. It's the time of the year for cocktails. So
Sometimes I see on other, I won't mention any names, but I see a lot of times on different, how do I say it? Groups, if you will, groups.
Facebook
and,
groups?
Yeah, like
Thanks.
Facebook groups, so to say.
yeah,
And everybody, if there's a new bottle that comes out, so to say, that no one else has posted, then everybody's running to the liquor store to get that bottle. It doesn't mean, and they'll, from the very start of this show, from a few years ago to even current, we always say that price doesn't dictate quality.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
Take this bottle for example.
exactly.
but in their defense,
At the end of the day, I
but
go
in their
back.
defense,
I go back to. You know what? That. Thank God for Lizardville, because Lizardville, you can sit there and maybe spend $40 or $50, but at the end of the day, you're still $50 ahead.
because
that-
you've really
because
zeroed in on what you
zeroed
do
in,
like.
right?
Yeah.
So I am a big fan of Lizardville and Winking Lizard. They've been extremely good to us, and this has nothing to do with them. I'm just saying that if you really want to go, if you keep a chart and some things that you've never had and you wrote them down and you hit a Lizardville if they have it and try it, and you can be your own person. You can be your own taste tester.
There you go.
And that will save you money or make you spend money.
And
So
I agree with you. And Lizardville, and I know we've been associated with them, and I'm not just saying this
no,
because of
Lizardville's
that.
fantastic.
I think that is the best place to go.
Oh, I agree.
to try stuff. If you don't
Yeah.
know if
No,
you want
great
to
idea.
buy a whole bottle, they're not going to jack you around with their prices.
Right.
They're
Their pricing
very
is
reasonable.
fantastic. Their pricing is
And
unbelievable.
and they have just about everything you can think of.
Yeah,
and not
they
only-
price stuff really in a way to encourage you to come in and try things. That's one of the best parts about.
That's why we do
about-
all
yeah.
of our whiskey roundtable.
When
That's
we
why
do,
we go there.
when we shoot on location at a
Exactly.
venue, it's always at the.
And
Lizardville.
it's with
Always at
them.
Lizardville,
And what's
sure.
great is, they are big enough that they can go and get their own bottles and their own barrels. So what's great is, I'm a big Wild Turkey fan. I love Wild Turkey. So they get their own barrels of Russell's Reserve, or, they get their own barrels of I don't know, Weller. I don't know. I'm making
Sure.
that
Oh,
up.
no, you're right. That they do. Weller.
Especially
they
the
do-
lawnmower.
Right.
Or the what is it that you like?
The lawnmower.
No, forget it. I don't know what I'm saying. Let me pour another one. Okay.
Drink.
No. What is the wild turkey that you like? Matthew McConaughey's
The Long Branch.
Oh,
Long Branch. What did I say?
It's close.
Longmorn. That's a Scotch. Okay.
Yeah, that lawnmower is
I
really
better have
good.
another.
Very grassy,
Yes,
but anyway.
okay. Anyway. And Nicholas T says, kind of like that Cleveland whiskey, and I agree with you on that. I mean,
You're right. You're
we're
right, Nick.
not a big fan, but
You're right, Nick.
No, and we try to support local, but
Yeah.
you know what? It just comes down to you like it, you don't like it, and
I
we're
have
going
not-
to give you an honest opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
And
right.
you know, not to knock anybody, but and just like with our show, if you don't like what we're doing, please let us know, because
Right.
we definitely want to make this more fun. And
Yeah, but be kind and
screw it. You know who I'm married to? You know, I hear the truth.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
So anyway, we were going to
Yeah.
go to this
The Whiskey
product
Wizard.
of yours. Is there anything you want to?
No, just like we kind of already set it up, a cocktail season. Well, smoking your cocktail has become a very in thing, and
Come again, baby.
you might think it might be hard, but you can smoke a cocktail, and we're going to show you exactly how.
Which is what you may want to do with this Joseph Magnus, right?
All right, kids,
Just
we'll be
put a
right
match
back.
to it. Bye bye. See you in a bit.
Whiskey Wizard.
It's the Whiskey Wizard.
Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Wizard, where we say that whiskey making takes scientific knowledge, an artisan's skill and dedication, and a bit of the wizard's alchemy of light, air, earth, and fire. Tonight I'm going to talk about another product review, the Busy Bee Cocktail Smoker. I saw this advertised in one of my whiskey magazines and decided to give it a try. If you recall the Bourbon Affair episode, their bartender demonstrated how to make their specialty house smoked old fashioned, and it was so good I vowed to obtain my own cocktail smoker. Okay, so I checked it out online and then I ordered the Busy Bee product, as it seemed fairly straightforward and easy to use, at least from what I saw in their online ad. So mine came with this cocktail recipe guide, a discount card for purchasing more aromatic smoking wood, and these whiskey stones, which, well, no thanks, as you know I don't use them. This oak smoker bowl with screen, and this butane torch, and these choices of smoking wood, cherry, hickory, and oak. Now the torch is not loaded, so you'll need to charge it with fuel as you would any good butane lighter. Now at the Bourbon Affair they used hickory in their smoker, which gave their cocktail a really rich, smoky flavor character. Okay, I'm making an old-fashioned with my twist. I'm using some Tom's Foolery bonded bourbon, but first a little Tornado sugar, muddled with a little bit of Cointreau, a fancy type of orange liqueur, as opposed to the traditional orange bitters. Next, my ice ball, and then of course bourbon. Next, well, it's time to smoke. I'm going with cherry wood fines, as many sites indicated it was a good choice with higher proof bourbon. So let's give this a try. They say enough wood to coat the bottom of the screen and do it well, and torch on. Here we go. Oh, that's a nice thick coating of smoke that sinks onto the surface of the liquid. Very sweet and aromatic. I wish you could all smell this. You know what? I'm going to let this sit just a bit before I remove the bowl. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to remove it slowly as not to pull all the smoke immediately away from the drink. There, I'd say that's pretty good. Well, looking at least. Now let's quickly add our aromatic oils from our twist of orange peel. Dump that in there. Now for the real test, the taste. Well, Slanja. Ooh, man, that's really nice. Wow, what a great compliment the cherry wood smoke lends to the orange tones and the bourbon sweetness. There's just a lot of complexity and smooth character happening here. And hey, this is really refreshing, and while it is the season for refreshing cocktails, if you were wondering, it doesn't add any heat to the flavor. The smoke actually has a very cooling quality that keeps things fresh and refreshing. Yeah, I'm gonna down this. Really good, everyone. Okay, yes, I think you should get one of these and try it out if you like an occasional refreshing cocktail and want to create something unique and a little different that your friends might really enjoy. I mean, you will enjoy it. The Busy Bee Smoker retailed at about $79, so about what a good bottle might cost you. So give it a go. So for now, this is Douglas Dunbar, the Whiskey Wizard, for the Whiskey Round Table. Cheers, Slanja Va, and now... back to the live show.
That looks so cool. So you really enjoyed that.
That aromatic smoke is just a nut. What a nice addition to a cocktail. Just really makes it special. That's the only way I can describe it.
I'm gonna say you pounded the end of that.
And it's
You
very
were-
it's still refreshing. It's not like smoke making it taste kind of hot, or it just makes it taste rich. That's the only way I could explain it. Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. And I've seen all different kinds. I haven't seen that kind before.
And it's pretty simple, as you saw. You
Yeah.
just stick it on the glass and you torch it up, and the smoke just sinks right down on the surface, which is nice.
And how much does that retail for?
$79, so about
Okay.
what a good bottle of whiskey would cost. So.
But it's you
Yeah.
use it again. And
Oh
again,
yeah, again
so.
and again, and with the amount of wood I got in the 3 different.
Easy.
Oh,
Whoa, hey,
well, you know,
whoa, what, huh?
You liked it that much?
not
did
that
ya?
much, but
Whoa. Both my trees were growing.
yeah, but it's yeah, you know, that'll keep you going for a while. That much wood will keep you going for a while. All right.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
All right.
Okay. All right. So
All right.
yeah, no, I like the product. I recommend it.
Oh, that's good.
And it's-
And
If you do if you search Google Busy Bee or go on Amazon, you find it immediately. So
and we could definitely use that Joseph A. Magnus for that.
RJ.
yeah, you might. I mean, I think again we were talking a little bit during the Whiskey Wizard. We kind of think the Magnus would be perhaps a good old-fashioned Manhattan kind of cocktail maker,
Okay.
but you know, that's our final verdict. But we'll leave it at that.
Jennifer says the Bourbon Affair, which you did a Whiskey Wizard on,
Yes,
is an awesome place that did
It is.
smoked old fashions that were really delicious.
that everybody there was great. Go back and check out that episode. I can't remember when we aired it. Maybe it was I think it was in late January, or it was one of our
Was it that long ago?
first ones back of this year, because we did it actually in October. Was when we visited them, and but you know, they did a great house cocktail that was smoked the same way, and I just said immediately, oh, I gotta have one of those, because what a great flavor it imparts to. It just takes, you know, your average old fashioned Manhattan, it just takes it up to the next level.
And as a reminder, that's in Findlay, correct? Findlay,
Yeah,
Ohio?
yeah. The Bourbon Affair is in Findlay. So
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Very cool.
All right.
All right, guys. Do we have? I think
Well,
we may have a little time for news. If you have anything to
well,
share
we only
tonight.
have 3 minutes. So
What's
should we do news or
no?
save
let's-
it?
yeah, I got the
Go
George
ahead.
is yelping upstairs, so that means.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, then we'll stick to our basic hour
Any-
time slot and we'll
Any
wrap
closing
it up.
quotes?
Well, again, we want to thank you all for being with us here live. And if you can't make it live, please do tune in whenever it's convenient. You know, every one of our shows is there for posterity, so you can watch any of them at any time. If you miss a live show, please do that, because again, those views all count, and that helps us keep this thing going. And we'll be off next week for the July 4th weekend. And there's a Rural Havana special event on July 1st.
Our 10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary.
So we will be there if you're in the area.
Yeah. So
What's the
Rural
address there?
Havana.
You got that memorized?
38448
Lakeshore.
Lakeshore Boulevard.
Yeah,
Willoughby,
anybody
Ohio.
that's in the Cleveland area, please feel free to stop in and join us on Friday evening, the 1st of July, for that. And, for events like that, I wish I smoked cigars,
Well, we'll blow smoke in your face.
Okay.
Ah,
But we will be back on July the 8th and at our usual 7:30 p.m.
So what are we featuring? You remember or no?
We are
Mylan?
your Mylan
Oh,
Green.
Mylan Green. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great product right there.
Yeah, I don't know what Jennifer
wonder if
thinks.
Jennifer's ever had that
Jennifer
or
has
not.
an opinion on
Sure.
that one, but we'll find out.
and
That's a
just
good one.
to round out the month of July, we have on the 22nd, we're going to do a whiskey from Terry Bradshaw,
TB.
which, we're Browns fans here, except for the Wizard.
4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, whatever. Before they counted Super Bowls, the Browns were, And then the last week, we're going to do a special gift from your daughter, Brothers,
Yeah,
which is from the two guys from Vampire Diaries. I
Vampire
understand.
Diaries. I
Awesome.
couldn't remember where they were from, but she wanted us to check it out and see what we think. So
Good deal.
Yeah, so we got a good lineup coming in July. So.
yeah.
All right.
So, so subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us, all that kind of stuff. Give us an email if you want to be on the show. We always welcome new guests. And our closing quote for tonight, I think we did do this one other time, but it's worthy of a repeat. It comes from none other than George Burns.
Nice.
And he said, "It only takes one whiskey to get me drunk. The trouble is, I can't remember if it's the 13th or the 14th.
Atta boy, George.
All right, kids. Hey, listen, thanks for watching the show. Sorry that we're kind of staggered, but we are moving forward.
We're doing our best.
Doing our best for a better show next year, and hopefully all that pulls together. So at the end of the day, you guys have a safe 4th of July weekend, and be aware of your surroundings. And until then, we'll catch you in a couple of weeks. So we are the Whiskey Roundtable. Big G.
Karen Helen Keller,
Doug Dunbar,
All right, cats. We'll catch you later.
have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
so long."
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. Poor Jack whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. Whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped